The distress signal reached the Galactic Council on a Tuesday morning, standard time. The Vellani homeworld was under siege, their crystalline cities crumbling beneath the relentless assault of the Krex Empire. Ambassador Thane read the plea with growing unease as he sat in the marble halls of the council chambers. Requesting immediate assistance, the message flickered across his tablet. Population, 12 million. Military capability, minimal. Time remaining, 72 hours. The Vellani were perhaps the most gentle species in known space. Their bodies were translucent, ethereal beings who communicated through patterns of light that danced across their skin. They had never developed weapons of war, instead focusing their civilization on art, philosophy, and the cultivation of rare singing flowers that grew only in their world's unique soil. Thane stood before the assembled delegates, his voice echoing through the vast chamber. The Vellani request our protection. Their world faces complete destruction. The response was immediate and unanimous. The Altarian delegate, a towering figure with silver scales, spoke first. The Krex Empire possesses superior firepower. Any intervention would be costly. The Vellani offer nothing of strategic value, added the Centauri representative, her multiple eyes blinking in dismissal. Their world contains no rare minerals, no technological innovations. One by one, each species declined. The Draknari cited budget constraints. The hegemony pointed to other pressing conflicts. The Zephyrians claimed their fleets were committed elsewhere. Even the usually noble Alderani turned away, muttering about the dangers of provoking the Krex. Thane watched in growing disgust, as being abandoned the Vellani to their fate. These were the same species that had welcomed the crystalline beings into the galactic community decades ago, praising their unique culture and peaceful nature. Now when extinction loomed, they found excuses to look away. What about humanity? Asked the Corvin delegate, almost as an afterthought. A ripple of dismissive sounds echoed through the chamber. Humanity was still considered young, barely 2 centuries since first contact. Their military was small, their technology adequate but unremarkable. Most species viewed them as eager but insignificant members of the galactic community. Thane felt every eye turned toward him. As Earth's ambassador, he carried the weight of his entire species' reputation. The smart political move would be to follow the majority, to cite humanity's limited resources and express regret. No one would blame them for being realistic. Instead, he thought of the Vellani children he had seen during his diplomatic visit to their world. Tiny beings of pure light, giggling as they played among the singing flowers, their innocent joy filling the air with rainbow patterns. Humanity will respond, he said simply. The chamber fell silent. Then the Altarian delegate laughed, a harsh sound that echoed off the walls. With what? Your single battle fleet? Against the Krex Armada? With what we have, Thane replied, already activating his emergency communicator. The call reached Admiral Kane aboard the UES Defiance, humanity's flagship. The grizzled commander listened to the situation without interruption, his weathered face growing grim. How many ships can the Krex field? Kane asked. Intelligence estimates 300 vessels, including their flagship dreadnought, Thane reported. We have 47 ships in the sector. Kane was quiet for a long moment. Around him, the bridge crew waited, understanding the weight of the decision. They all knew the odds. They all knew what it meant to face the Krex Empire alone. Tell the Vellani we're coming, Kane said finally. All ships maximum burn. We have 60 hours to get there. The human fleet arrived at the Vellani system as the first wave of Krex bombers began their final approach. The crystalline cities below pulsed with terrified light patterns as millions of gentle beings prepared for the end. This is Admiral Kane of the human fleet, came the broadcast across all frequencies. You are in violation of galactic accords regarding the targeting of civilian populations. Withdraw immediately. The Krex response was a barrage of plasma fire. What followed became legend throughout the galaxy. Outnumbered 7-1, the human fleet fought with a desperation born of moral conviction. Ship after ship fell. but each one fought until the last possible moment, buying precious time for Villani evacuations. Commander Torres piloted her damaged cruiser directly into a Crex battleship, her sacrifice clearing a path for the evacuation ships. Captain Liu held the line for 6 hours with a crippled destroyer, her crew working miracles to keep the weapons firing. The UES Courage, overwhelmed by enemy fire, still managed to ram the Crex flagship, crippling its main weapon systems. By the battle's end, 39 human ships lay destroyed. The remaining 8 were heavily damaged, their crews bloodied but unbroken. The Crex, having lost nearly half their fleet to the unexpected ferocity of human resistance, retreated to lick their wounds. More importantly, 11 million Villani had been successfully evacuated to safe worlds. The news reached the Galactic Council within hours. The same delegates who had dismissed humanity's offer now watched in stunned silence as the reports flooded in. The youngest species in the galaxy had just accomplished what the combined might of the elder races had declared impossible. Ambassador Thane returned to the council chambers to find a very different atmosphere. The Altarian delegate approached, him with something resembling shame in his ancient eyes. "Your people have shown us what we forgot," the delegate said quietly. "That sometimes the right thing matters more than the practical thing." In the months that followed, the rescued Villani settled on New Haven, a world donated by humanity specifically for their use. The singing flowers, carefully transplanted from their dying homeworld, bloomed once again in alien soil. The Villani, children resumed their games of light, their patterns now including a new color, a deep gold that their elders explained represented gratitude beyond words. The other galactic species, shamed by humanity's example, began to reconsider their own policies. Military aid flowed to vulnerable worlds. The Crex found themselves facing a united front for the first time in centuries. Peace, fragile but real, began to take root. And in the halls of the Galactic Council, a new phrase entered common usage. When faced with impossible odds in defense of the innocent, beings would ask, "What would the humans do?" The answer invariably was simple: whatever it took.